So my topic is that Fall Out Boy is not a rock band anymore. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you guys know Fall Out Boy is going on tour with Wiz Khalifa.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What is this? Like, what type of can we just, like, for a second just imagine what type of crowd this is going to be?
I can't even imagine those two crowds intermingling.
Like,
it's gonna be the highest crowd.
Especially for me, especially for when I think about, like, Fall Out Boy's new crowd. Like, it's not even like old fans or anything. You have these 16-year-old girls in a crowd full of weed, pot smoking, like, adults. And it's just basically, it's gonna be a mix. Like, I just don't feel like those two crowds get along. Whose idea was this tour?
I mean, personally, I feel like it's both a good and a bad thing. Good in the sense that, well, traditionally speaking, if Fall Out Boy were still a rock band, it'd be like, wow, because it's just like, you know, the whole unity between music and all that other stuff, like promoting two different genres into one. That's always good, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can go to a show and like have two different experiences. But in this case, it's like Fall Out, like you said, Fall Out Boy's not the band they used to be.
Definitely.
Not the band that we fell in love with growing up, you know. And yeah, it's gonna be a really weird crowd. Like that's a I didn't think of that. That's gonna be really weird. Adults and minors.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like the past shows we've been to, like the first Day to Remember show we went to, the like the pot smoking, it was there, but it wasn't like, it was like maybe in a small corner.
Yeah.
It wasn't prominent.
For this,
yeah, Wiz Khalifa,
yeah,
he brings that shit out.
All his
songs are about weed. So I'm just imagining, like, when we go to these shows, sometimes it's just like, okay, you have these parents there too. So I'm imagining, like, this dad bringing his 16-year-old daughter to a Fall Out Boy show, but then Wiz Khalifa's on stage talking about what he's talking about, saying the things he's saying, and then just doing the things that he does, and it's just like,
He's
it seems
so
like
concerned for Sally.
it seems like just a weird thing, but
Brenda.
But when I say that Fall Out Boy isn't a rock band anymore, am I stuck in the past? Like they're saying they're not a band that stays in the past and that all they're doing is looking towards the future now and wanting to experiment. So am I the one that's in the past?
I mean, I think you made a fair critique, being that they're not a rock band, saying that they're not a rock band anymore, because if you listen to the past two albums, it's kind of the direction that they're headed.
Mm-hmm.
Past two albums, meaning the album that they just dropped, and Save Rock and Roll.
Yeah, which name of the album
my
is
God.
just the irony of it. Just
ridiculous.
we're gonna save rock and roll with
not rock
hip hop and you know just
when you have 2 Chainz on your track, it's like
that's not rock and roll at all.
And that's another thing that confused me about this tour is just like with the first album, it was like, hey, we have this song with 2 Chainz and we have this song with Big Sean, and it's like, and even with the album before that, with the Bear, on it, yeah, I'm like never able to pronounce it, but they had that Lil Wayne track on there.
Oh, I ignored that.
Which whenever I get to that track, like I remember when the album first came out, I was like, oh my god, no, like why did you guys do
that
this?
Was the start.
But it was just like okay, because it wasn't even like he had a big spot. He's like that. The boy I used to be, like it was just like it was okay. And I was just like, all right, whatever. And it was quick and it was gone. But it's like I don't know.
You know what's the thing? It's not like it can't be done to say the least, because it's been done in the past. Like, you know, the whole Run This Way, Walk This Way.
Yeah.
Duo with the Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Yeah.
Like it's doable. Like it's been done before, and it's a really cool idea. Then there's the whole Beastie Boys, and it's totally plausible. It's totally doable, but it's just in this case, well, in our opinions at least, like it's not good. Like
Wiz Khalifa shouldn't be the rapper to do it with.
That's what I'm saying, and it's not even like they're fusing it. It's just like they're fusing it in the sense of the tour, but it's not like they're putting it in their music the way like Run DMC did or something like that. Like and the way they're mixing hip hop into their songs now, I don't really like it. Like I have it in my notes here. Like I just wrote, I like peanut butter with my chocolate, but in most cases, unless it's done right, I don't really like rock with my hip hop. And I feel like Fall Out Boy, the way they're mixing hip hop into everything, I don't really think it's like the right. But I also, am I being too picky with that? Like,
I wouldn't say so.
Am I not open to bands experimenting or growing?
Bands are definitely like able to do that. There's a lot of bands that have done it. Like Incubus, for example, they started with the whole like new metal movement or whatever, and like them doing like the whole rapping with the rock and all that.
Yeah.
And I think it all depends on like the era and like what's popular and like what people accept. Because again, when that was being done in the '90s, that was like that was like, what? You know, same thing with like bands like Deftones and Disturbed and Limp Bizkit. Like, at one time, it was a prominent thing. It was something that got radio play, and it was I still don't like it. I mean, back in the day, I liked it, and like even now, like I listen to it for nostalgia.
Like,
but
even
like
with Linkin Park, I'm just like, oh.
No, but I feel like with the whole Linkin Park, I love the whole like collab with Jay-Z.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Collision Course was really good. Was really good.
But then again, I say it again. It depends on the rapper. Like that, the rapper has to be some sort of monumental.
Yeah.
Or just
Wiz
be able to
Khalifa,
lyrically do it.
Yeah.
It's
Wiz
just
Khalifa isn't that kind of rapper.
It's not.
He's not
to bring rock to the forefront of hip hop.
And I don't.
Not that kind of rapper.
I just don't know what Fall Out Boy is doing anymore. Like you say, like the rapper has to be monumental, and then I think of what Fall Out Boy did last year with the Monumentor with Paramore, and it's like that matchup seemed right. And then it's just like you go from that to the Boys of Zummer Tour with Wiz Khalifa and Hoodie Allen. It's just like I really don't know where Fall Out Boy is going, because at first, like last year, I thought who. Well, they both are. They're like. It's like last year, like, you know, they were sharing it. Like, this is the same thing. It's not like it's a Fall Out Boy show and Wiz Khalifa's opening for them.
Like Woody Allen would be opening, and
Hoodie Allen is like, and then Hoodie Allen is like, Hoodie Allen is like New Politics was for for the Monumentor. But it's like last year, I kind of felt like I had this theory that Fall Out Boy was trying to be the new Maroon 5, or actually trying to go that route, whereas Maroon 5 had these like first like 2 albums or something where they were
a lot more soulful. They were
where they felt like a rock band, and now when you listen to their stuff, like I admit I love like some Maroon 5 stuff, but it's just like you guys really aren't a rock band anymore, you know? I don't know. It's interesting. I just hate that things like Centuries is platinum, and then the one song I like off this album, which is The Kids Aren't Alright, isn't like anywhere. People are even raving about that Uma Thurman song with the samples in it and shit, and it's just like, them putting samples in the song, it annoys me.
I feel kind of the opposite. I feel like Centuries is a good song, but The Kids Are Alright could be any pop song.
I don't know.
I feel kind of the opposite.
I like it. In the end, I think I'm just done giving. I think I've given up on trying to figure out what Fall Out Boy wants to be and what they want to do, and whether I'm stuck in the past or not or whatever, and whether the new fangirls are mad at me. It's just like whatever. But they're not a rock band to me anymore. They're not what I want them to be, and I guess that's not their problem.
You know what I kind of wish they did? I wish they did what like System of a Down did, where it was like System of a Down's catalog was like from like 98 to 2005, and after that they didn't write anything. Mm-hmm. Serge did his own thing, and so did the other members. But like I could literally listen to anything from the first to their last album, and I love it all. And if people ask me, "Oh, would you want them to make another album?" No. Yeah. It's perfect the way it is. I love how they ended it. That's it. Serge did his solo thing, which was like kind of sounded like it, and so did Darren, and like they all did their own things, and I'm fine with that. But like to come back and like to like see, like I think a big thing with them, with them coming back and doing what they did was Patrick's solo album had a lot to do with how they sound now. Yeah. Like as far as because Patrick was literally doing everything, doing all that, and that wasn't even that good of an album. So he basically was like, "Hey guys, let's." Fall Out Boy, psych, it's me and you guys. It's, So I feel like that's a
weird.
big part of
If
it.
if they are on their way to something, and if their sound is the sound of the future, then I'm wrong, and I sound like in this podcast. But whatever. Let's wrap that one up and move on to the next one.